we are going to look at some logs, so evaluating some logs. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of logs that we could evaluate. And we are going to need our calculator for this, so the scientific calculator. So I've got Desmos open on my computer. Okay, so let's start with a log that hopefully we all know how to evaluate. Let's look at something like log base 2 of 8. I don't know.
Seems congested.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So log base 2 of 8. What's the value of log base 2 of 8? Good. Log base 2 of 8 is 3. Remember, it's just asking what power of 2 makes 8, and that's 3. And the reason we knew that is just because we knew it. Okay, we just know our powers, so we would know that the power of 2 to make 8, it would be a power of 3. Okay? At this point, there's no other way of figuring this out than really just knowing it. Let's take a look at another one. So let's say the common log of 12. Common log of 12. So how would we determine what the common log of 12 is? This is essentially asking us what power of 10 makes 12. So how would we figure this out? Or how would we find the value of this log? Well, this is certainly one that we wouldn't know, okay? Because I don't know what power of 10 makes 12. 10 to the first power is 10, but then 10 to the second power is 100. So what power makes 12? Somewhere between 1 and 2, but where? However, if you'll remember, the calculator will do two types of logs. It'll do a common log and a natural log. So since this is a common log, we can just type this into the calculator. And yeah, it is somewhere between 1 and 2. We will round this to 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. So this would be approximately 1.079. So the common log of 12 is approximately 1.079. Okay, so once again, we were able to evaluate this log. However, we did need technology to do this. We did need the scientific calculator to do this. Well, what about if we have log base 2 of 12? Well, this is asking us what power of 2 makes 12. Well, I don't know that. 2 to the power 3 is 8. 2 to the power 4 is 16. It's somewhere between 3 and 4, but I don't know what power it is. However, there's another problem. The calculator does not have a log base 2 in it. The calculator has a common log and a natural log, but it does not have this log base 2. So we can't just say that this can't be answered, because it can be answered. So what we use is what's called the change of base formula. Okay, and it's really just a plug in and then put it in the calculator kind of formula. What the change of base formula allows us to do is it allows us to take any log, no matter what the base is, and rewrite it using common logs. So if you can rewrite it using common logs, you can put it into a calculator. Okay, so what is the change of base formula? The change of base formula looks like this. So you have a log. It has a base, okay, whatever. And then you're taking the log of some number. So we'll use B and A. B for the base and A for the number. So this would be the same thing guys, this would be the same thing as the common log of the number over divided by the common log of the base. And this is the change of base formula. So this allows us to evaluate any log that we want by just turning it into this fraction of common logs. So now I can use the change of base formula to figure out what log base 2 of 12 is. I'll change it to this form. So that would be, according to the formula, the number goes on top, so 12 goes on top. So this is common log of 12. And we would divide that by common log of the base, so that'd be common log of 2. This is something that I can put into the calculator. Okay, you can divide a common log by a common log, so I can just type this into the calculator. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. So I'm going to do the fraction first, common log of 12. I'm going to divide that by common log of 2, and I get an estimate of what log 212 is. We want 3 decimal places, so 584. Because there's a 9 after this 4, it's actually 585. So this would be 3.585. So log base 2 of 12 is about 3.585. Okay, so with this change of base formula, we can evaluate any log that we want. We can even evaluate logs that we already know the answer to. Like the first one. We know that log base 2 of 8 is 3. But let's confirm this. Let's make sure that the change of base formula actually works by calculating log base 2 of 8 with the change of base formula instead of doing it just by what we know. Okay, so let's do this example again. But this time we can show that the change of base formula actually works because we already know what the answer is supposed to be. We know that it's supposed to be 3. So let's use the change of base formula and see, do we come up with 3? Okay, so once again, using the change of base formula, this would be common log of 8 divided by common log of 2. All we have to do is put this into the calculator and see what it spits out. So common log of 8 over common log of 2, and as you can see, it tells us that the answer is exactly 3. Which we already knew that, but using a different method, we came up with the exact same answer. Okay, so one of the things to understand is that you can use this for literally any log, okay? Any log whatsoever, you can use this change of base to allow you to put it into the calculator. So there is no log that you can't figure out. You can figure out every log. The only thing that people really mess up with the formula is which number's on top and which number's on bottom. The way that I remember which number is on top and which is on bottom is that the base number goes on bottom. Okay, so whatever your base is, that should be on bottom. Okay, that's really, when people are using this formula, that is the only thing I see messed up, is putting the number in the wrong place. So just make sure the base number is on the bottom. All right, any questions on how to use the change the base formula to evaluate? It's pretty easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a couple of them then. Okay, so if you could go ahead and evaluate these 4 logs on this page using the change of base formula, you are going to get decimals. You're going to round them to 3 decimal places. All right, and we'll go over what the answers are in a few minutes.